and thank you very much for joining me. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a new little series. It's 10 years this year since I started a series called Friday 5 on my blog. My blog is no longer visible in the public eye, so don't ask where you can find it, because it was a personal blog that I wrote, and I had a lot of pictures of family and stuff, and William ended up, my son, who's now 19, wasn't particularly comfortable with this stuff being out there on the internet about it, so I just made it private about 4 or 5 years ago. I can't remember now, but yeah, it hasn't been in the public domain for a while, but it's all the stuff I wrote on it. I wrote it very avidly for about 6 or 7 years, and there's a lot of good content on there, and I've been going back to it and recycling some of the stuff in video format, or changing it into video format over the last year or so, and it's worked quite well. And I came across this Friday 5 series that I started in 2009 with some other blogging friends at the time, and we would pick a subject and we would all write our version of that subject. So for example, we had one of them was our 5 most embarrassing moments. That was one of my favourites. And one week we did 5 things that I've done once and would never do again, and we had all sorts of things. We kept it going for several months, and I revisited it occasionally afterwards in the years after that again, and I thought it would translate quite well into a video format. So I sort of envisaged it as a way of sharing favourites with you. Now I do you see them all over YouTube, it's not something I do, favourites videos, and I do one every couple of months usually, and I feel like doing it that way I get enough things for a whole standalone video, but in that amount of time, but that I probably miss out things that I have enjoyed during that time when I reflect back, because it's been a long time since the last video. Does any of that make sense? And I thought doing a Friday 5 of things that I've enjoyed that week, or a little snapshot of things that I thought it would be an easier way to communicate that sort of thing to you, and perhaps an easier way to do it in sort of bite-sized chunks, just 5 things. And then I thought I could extend it so it became a bit more like the Friday 5 series on the blog, and I could maybe have a subject for it, like the subjects that I've just suggested, or something else that you guys would like to suggest, or something like that. It's just a flexible sort of whatever I fancy it being at the time type of thing. It's not going to be every week, but I do envisage it being at least once every couple of weeks. I'm not going to commit to it every week at the moment, because I don't know how the time will go in terms of making a 3rd video, but it should be quite a nice easy one, and I'm not going to be desperate to make it as professional. I want it to be something where I can just pick up the camera and talk to you about 5 little things and put it down again, and not too much editing and all of that stuff. So anyway, without further ado, let's kick off today's, I'm going to call it 5 on Friday rather than Friday 5, and I'm just going to talk to you about 5 things. There's a surprise. Why am I doing that for 5 things? That's not right, Caroline. That's it. Oh God, I'm really not back to full strength yet. Let's have another sip of coffee, that might improve things. Talk to you about, I have got 4 recommendations, and one thing that I just wanted to show you. The one thing that I wanted to show you, which is number 1, is this beautiful present that I got, Christmas present that I got from a very kind viewer, who is a very long-term viewer. Her name is Pamela, and she was originally a reader of my blog. Coincidentally, as I'm talking about my blog today, Pamela also had a blog at the time, and she very kindly sent me this beautiful set from Sephora of masks. It says, "Where is the penguin?" on the front, and it's beautiful in the box, and it came just after I got back from America, and it was so lovely because I'd actually wanted to buy myself some masks while I was in Sephora, and if you saw on my, I think it was my day 4 cruise video, I will link it up here if you've seen it, and I showed you my Sephora haul, and I was so excited in Sephora to find all the things that I found, and I completely forgot to pick up any masks, so it was doubly nice that she sent me this completely out of the blue, and it's a box of all sorts of different masks, and I'll just show you them briefly, what I got in it. I haven't used any yet, but I'm very excited to use them. I usually have a bit of a mask session on a Sunday night. So these are on the list, and I have got a coconut hair mask, a charcoal pore minimizer. I really needed that pore minimizer today. That was one of the problems I found when I was putting on my makeup. It was just really exacerbating my pores. I won't do a close-up because it might maybe scare you. I need this as well today. This is a lip mask. I've got very dry lips left over from my cold. A cucumber eye mask, that looks lovely as well. A charcoal nose strip. You know that I love a good nose strip, don't you, regular viewers? A lychee face mask. I love the smell and the flavour of lychee, so that looks lovely. An aloe vera hand mask and an almond foot mask. So thank you again. I have obviously thanked Pamela already, but if you are watching, Pamela, thank you so much. I am so looking forward to getting it stuck into that lot, and I really, really appreciate the gesture. And I love the box that it came in as well. So that's one thing, and now I have 4 recommendations for you, things that I've been trying. They're very random, 4 completely different things, and the first one is a game that we played over Christmas. I bought it and we played it over Christmas, and we've been playing it ever since, and it's called Genius Square. This is what it looks like. I should say I'll link everything in the description box below, so if you want any more info you can click through from there. This is called Genius Square. Let me get it out. And it's a 2-player game, or you can play it by yourself if you like, so 1 or 2, but it's very quick. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes, 10 minutes absolute maximum in the times we've played, and then we've been playing it, so Ashley and William will play, and then I'll play the winner, and then whoever hasn't, you know, would take it in turns type of thing. We've had little tournaments with it, and I think this, I'm going to take this on holiday when we go on our, oh, I just dropped the instruction there. I'm going to take it on holiday when we go on our big family holiday in the summer, because I think it's good for all ages, and I think even youngsters, it says it's good for, where does it say it? Where does it say? It says it's good for age 6+, so that gives you an idea. And it's good for STEM subjects, which William would know what this stands for. It does say it somewhere. It's science, technology, engineering and maths, I think, although don't quote me on that. But it's educational. That's what I'm trying to say. So you get a little board like this with letters down here, numbers in there, it's plastic, and then you have these dice, and you shake the dice, and as you can see they all have letters and numbers on pertaining to the squares on the board, and however the dice land, if you're playing by yourself or if both of you are playing, you put your little wooden circles onto the board in the holes designated by the dice, and then you have, it's a little bit like Tetris. Remember Tetris? You have a selection of these different coloured shapes like this, which you have to fit onto the board in the shape around the little wooden things. Am I making sense at all? You have to, and there's always a way to do it, at least one way. Most times that we've played, we've found that there's more than one way, and the first person to use all their things and fit them onto the board is the winner. William is far better than either Ashley or me. Ashley and I are fairly evenly matched. It would be interesting to play it with other generations and other people and see how it goes, but it's just such a quick, simple game. It's quite small. You don't have to take the whole box on holiday, obviously, if you want to take it as something on holiday, but it's literally these bits like that, and it's quick, simple, easy, fun, gets your brain working, is good for sort of coordination and concentration on all those things, and you don't get bored because it only takes a really short time. So we've really enjoyed that game, so I will link that in the description box below for you. Next, I want to recommend a drink. And I've been buying this in Tesco. I'm sure you can get it in other places. I mentioned this in a video previously, I think. It's the Belvoir, or do you pronounce that beaver? I've got a feeling you pronounce that beaver. Let me know in the comments if you know. Ginger cordial, and it's with spicy real pressed ginger juice, and this is lovely. If you like a very, it has got quite a kick, so it has got sugar in it, but you know, sugar's not the root of all evil, is it? Even though some people would have us believe that. It's lovely. I've really enjoyed it while I haven't been very well. It's a great winter drink. And somebody, when I mentioned it in my comments, somebody mentioned in my comments when I talked about it, I think it was on a vlog recently, that it's really nice warm as well, like a hot drink. And I've tried that while I was poorly. I tried it with a spoonful of honey in it and with warm water, and it was lovely as a warm drink. So nice. I can't remember who's mentioned that in the comments, but thank you very much. It was a lifesaver when I wasn't very well, and I've carried on drinking it since as well. But also it's great with sparkling water, so I've been really enjoying this. I think this is my 3rd bottle now. Very much a winter, warmer, nice drink. So yeah, recommend that. I got it in Tesco's. I think I said that already, but I'm sure you can get it other places. Item number 4 that I want to mention today is my new phone charging device, wireless phone charger. That's what I want to say. I haven't got it with me to show you now, but I've got a little bit of video of it on my desk, which is where it's now located, so I will overlay that on here while I talk. It's absolutely brilliant. It's sort of a rose goldy colour. I love the fact I don't have to have a trailing wire, and it's just a round flat. It lights up. It's got a really nice coloured cord as well, quite a girly coloured cord. It's not just a wire, and I really like it. It's just so easy to just pop your phone on it, and it's quick. I thought these wireless chargers would be fairly slow, but it's quite quick. Wasn't massively expensive. I got it as a Christmas present. It came from Amazon. And so yes, the only thing about it is, I would say, I came into my office the other day and Ashley very kindly made me a cup of coffee, and instead of putting it on the coaster, he put it on the phone charger because he thought the phone charger was a new coaster. Obviously didn't notice the wire attached to it, but hey. But yeah, if you want a more attractive looking phone charger for your desk and something that you can just pop your phone onto, and then if it rings you can pick it up, you don't have to unplug the wire and all that sort of thing, which is really nice. I'm very, very pleased with it, so I thought I'd mention that one to you. Finally, I have a book recommendation, and it's called Degrees of Guilt. It's by H.S. Chandler, who is a new to me author. I don't know if they've written anything else. I don't even know if they're a male or female, actually. But if you like a good courtroom thriller, you might well like this. I finished it earlier this week. I found it really page-turning. I didn't particularly like any of the characters in it, but that didn't take away from my enjoyment of the book. I really liked I enjoy a courtroom sort of drama with some good back and forth. What's the word? Verbiage? Verbiage? Am I wanting to say that? I don't know. Some good back and forth courtroom parrying, verbal parrying, I'm going to say. Oh, I'm quite verbose today, aren't I? Anyway, it's a good book. I enjoyed it. It's available on, I read it on Kindle. It's available in paperback as well. I think it's fairly recently published, but I'll put the links in the description box below. Anyway, that is it for this week's 5 on Friday. If you can think of any subjects that you want me to do a 5 on Friday on, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this or found it useful, or a bit of both. If you liked it and you'd like to see more and you're not already, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and I'll see you again on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.